Ahoy, folks! So, we already discussed our overall predictions for Nintendo's E3, but it's time we get in deep and discuss Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, I'm joined by Chris, Tom, Joey, and our very special guest, PushDustIn. So, Push, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. How about you?
Doing well. It's E3 season, and it's really different than usual, but the hype is still pretty much there. I mean, it's safe to say we're all expecting big things from Smash right now, right? Hopefully,
Yeah,
at least.
we're definitely due for a character reveal.
Well, then, as our special guest, Push, I'll have you start. What is your first prediction, then, for what character we might see?
I still really want to see a Resident Evil character in Smash.
Ooh.
I feel that series really would fit really well in Smash, and it's so iconic and it's so well beloved. It has like worldwide appeal. I think that Resident Evil would probably be a strong and feasible character that would could happen in Smash. I mean, they had the Spirit events already, but as you know, Capcom had two costumes in the last pack for promotional purposes. Arthur and was it Monster Hunter, right?
Yep.
So it's not out of the question that Nintendo has already worked with them to have a character in the future. So I think Resident Evil makes a lot of sense.
I hope it's Ethan Winters.
Yeah.
And it's just a black face, like dark, nothing there.
It's just like blurred out.
Yes. Like pixelated.
His face is just censored.
Yes.
Now, would he lose his hands in battle repeatedly?
Oh yes. His final smash is just. I made this joke. His final smash is just him losing his hands, and it only affects him.
I
And he
got
can't
it.
clap afterwards because he has no hands, so it'll just be doing
Ethan
that.
Oh, that's
Winters is
terrible.
Master Hand. Ethan Winters is Master Hand.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's all been leading up to this. It's been 20 years in the making.
You just know Sakurai would have a part where it's like, and he's stronger at first, but be careful. Like he loses his hands and then can't deal as much damage.
Yep.
But
I
which
love
character? But which Resident Evil character do you think you'd want for Smash?
I think Leon Kennedy makes the most sense.
That's the correct
Because
answer.
because he has the connection with Nintendo fans. He's already highly requested, I think, among Smash fans in particular. And Resident Evil 4 is so iconic for the series.
He has melee attacks too, like not as a pun, but that's an actual thing he has.
It's true. He literally has the same suplex that Incineroar has for the back throw. He could just port over that animation. There you go. So what you guys are saying is you don't expect the now internet famous Lady D, because I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her name and mispronounce it live.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah. You don't think we'll get her then as the new tallest character in Smash?
Nope, she's too big.
It's like, wait,
Ridley is feasible.
There'll be the reveal now of Rosalina, and then she'll look up, and then it's like a new bigger
Yeah,
character.
exactly.
Oh man, could you imagine the Kirby transformation? Anyway,
He would
Kirby
just get the hat.
yes. No, I would. It can't just be the hat.
Kirby gets the hat and claws. Wolverine claws.
Oh man, jeez.
All right. Well, I'm going to go down the list for the rest of us. So, Chris, what's your first prediction?
Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. I also had Resident Evil.
Okay.
I think Leon S. Kennedy would be awesome. I think something cool that they could do just to kind of shake things up even more is perhaps do sort of like a Pyra Mythra situation with Leon and Claire, since they're sort of a duo in RE2. And then we're sort of seeing that return with Infinite Darkness, the Netflix show, sort of their dynamics. And so that could be fun also to explore. I mean, I'm not sure how much their attacks would differ, but that could be cool.
I mean, yeah, I think that would be honestly pretty interesting to see. And getting another character with that kind of swapping, like not quite the same as like the Wii Fit trainers or the Byless, because it's two different characters. But yeah, they would more or less do the same thing, and at least in terms of how they play in the games. So that would actually be really neat, and to promote that iteration of Resident Evil is pretty different than the expected Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
It seems pretty consistent. Nobody here expects Chris Boulder punching Redfield, but that's okay.
Yeah, at the very least they'd be Echo fighters. I feel like they're They're just dudes with really good combat skills. So this is the way I see it.
And then there's Ethan with no combat skills.
Right. It's just like, catch these hands, Ethan, because you lost them.
We're being so mean to Ethan Winters. No, I think Resident Evil, like, now that multiples of us have really predicted it, I really do think Resident Evil is a massive series that has so much success that would be really incredible to represent in Smash, honestly. I'm happy. It was one of the first, like, one of the earliest Spirit events for, like, a third party, wasn't it? So it would be nice to see it get even more attention, even if it just ends up being like a really creepy, like, Mii fighter turns around, it's Leon.
They changed his face again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, Tom, what's your first prediction?
I'm gonna go with one that I've predicted in the past and that Andre reminded me about.
Okay.
Because going with things that I think are more likely based off of gaming heritage and maybe also kind of a recent collection re-release, I'm going with Ryu Hayabusa.
Ooh.
I think going back to Ninja Gaiden, he could, maybe Sakurai played it a long time ago. I'm not sure about that, but could be one of those classic series where it's a company Nintendo has a really good relationship with. And so on that part, more than the current popularity, I think is the reason why he could be coming to Smash.
Did you hear that Did you hear apparently the Switch port of that collection isn't very good?
I heard the PC port, and then I was hoping that it was just settings and stuff, and it's like, maybe it's okay on Switch too, but now you're saying it, Joey, and like, I'm sad now.
That's disappointing.
I'm sad too.
But you are right. That is a really iconic classic character, and the collection did just come out. Not gonna say more on how good the quality of the collection is, but the fact that he's back in relevancy. I don't know how long Sakurai might have known about that, but picking Ryu Hayabusa as originally like another classic representative, I think that would be fantastic. I mean, the closest we have to ninjas otherwise are, I guess, a mix of Sheik and Greninja. All right, Joey. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we've been waiting a while for him to come back in some way. It's kind of like the Metroid fans having to wait in cycles. Like, we're now in a very long cycle there.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
fair. All right, Joey.
I would like to see a character that's also been kind of forgotten by his respective game company, Ubisoft. Give us Rayman. Like, wasn't there a rumor that or I don't know if it's a rumor anymore, but wasn't he supposed to be in Smash for Wii U? But then that didn't happen for some reason, because he's a trophy in that game, isn't he?
I remember the iconic Artsy Omni fake that happened.
I remember that
made him
fake
really big,
too.
but it got so big that Ubisoft was preparing to make a comment on it.
Oh man,
And it would have been neat if that put them in talks for it, but
I really hope something like that happened, because I would love to see Rayman in Smash, and maybe even like throw in, like, not as characters, but throwing the Rabbids in there somehow, because they already made it to the Mario universe. If Rayman was in Smash, like, that'd be perfect. Just give us the guy who has no limbs, just floating hands and feet. Just let him fight Ethan Winters, and Ethan can try to take his hands.
Joey, how would you feel if the Rabbids were the character?
I'd get so mad.
wait, you wouldn't want to
I'd be
play with the
livid.
Rabid Peach costume?
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Rabbid Peach would just go up to other characters and try to take a selfie. And
Yeah.
oh gosh, yes,
The perfect taunt.
That'd be glorious. But yeah, Rayman could be, and just think of the levels or the stage he would have, and the music, and it's just so good for Ubisoft. Whereas Rayman Legends 2 or whatever it'd be called, Rayman Returns at this frickin' point.
I mean, yeah, I think getting Raymond in, especially after the years of people wanting him and I'm going to say fake outs of the fakes and then him being in some way, I think it would actually be really great to finally see him. Plus, I don't think we really have any other representation of Ubisoft anywhere. Not to comment on Ubisoft as a company, but their IPs are usually pretty big, so getting something, I think it would be Rayman or the Rabbids. So it'd definitely be one or the other.
Everybody loves Rayman.
Well, we have the rabbits as costumes,
We do have the
we do,
rabbits
don't we?
and
costumes.
we do have the
right.
Assassin's Creed character.
Okay, I totally forgot about
Blair.
that.
On the topic of Rayman, though, I wonder it would just be how much Ubisoft wants to go with the creator still. Like that, Ansel left the company to work on like an animal refuge or something like that, and also there was other rumors about him not being the best to work with. So
Putting it very lightly.
yeah. So it's gonna be dependent on that if Ubisoft wants to consider that part of their vision going forward.
Well, at this point, Rayman's just a Ubisoft character. I don't think he'll be associated with Michel Ancel like anymore, especially now that he's left. So, I mean, how many people remember the creator of Tomb Raider, or Lara Croft rather? I don't think anybody really cares anymore. So, we'll see. But watch, it'll be another Ubisoft character. It'll be Sam Fisher for some reason.
There was rumors about that like, Splinter Cell game again, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, I'll go to my first prediction, which is I don't know who, but I do think we'll see a Pokemon. I know there's been a few gens over the years. I think 3, 5, and 8 all haven't had characters represented in Smash. I know Incineroar was added with the base game, and maybe they missed the mark for getting a Pokemon in from Sword and Shield. But I do think since it is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon this year, they might have really tried pushing to get some sort of character in to represent it. Now, I don't know if that would be like Urshifu from the DLC of Sword and Shield, or some Pokemon that'll get a spotlight in Pokemon Legends Arceus, like Cyndaquil, for example, or Typhlosion, I guess, since that's a Gen 2, or Oshawott in that evolutionary line, since that's Gen 5 and wasn't represented before. I think there's a lot they could pull from, or just do a whole nother Pokemon trainer.
They also got Rowlet with Decidueye, right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
we know that Decidueye was at least seriously considered for Incineroar spot.
Yeah, that's true, actually. There we go. We'll get the Pokemon Legends trainer. We'll get the three evolutionary Pokemon from that.
Could you imagine like that being the very last Smash Bros. Character announcement, though? So
I
underwhelming.
Couldn't imagine it being the
Well-
very last one.
If it's the last one, it's like we're getting 3 characters. If
Yeah.
it's the trainer, right? Which
Oh,
would be
yeah, sure.
a good,
Fair enough.
What if it was a more off the wall Pokemon character like Todd Snap taking photos, or Detective Pikachu? That would be something maybe a bit more unique.
That would be fun.
Played by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Actually, no, they'd give us what we want and make it Danny DeVito.
Of course.
He's more affordable for the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. All right. Well, Push, what's your second prediction?
Ooh. Okay. So, I still think Waluigi has a shot.
I knew we'd get to
this
it.
is controversial. Yeah. So, a lot of the Fighter Pass 2 characters so far are characters that missed the boat in either the base game or Fighter Pass 1. And so I feel like Waluigi has that perfect timing for Fighter Pass 2, because when he was announced as an assist trophy, everyone just lost their minds. And, like the Washington Post made an article about him. Reggie got like harassed over, Waluigi not being in Smash. So it's definitely, those kind of comments definitely made their way to Sakurai. And I would say that Waluigi still has a shot. I don't think the assist trophy is a hard deconfirmation.
As long
Yeah,
as he
I always
has...
wondered.
Go ahead, Joey.
I just wondered about the assist trophy. Is like what would that even look like if you're just fighting like 8 Waluigis and then you get a Waluigi assist trophy? Like, what does that look like?
Well, I would imagine, since we know there's ways that certain assist trophies can be disabled on certain stages, it would just be, if Waluigi's out, if he's being played as, then the assist trophy won't come out. But I was going to say...
So
go ahead.
So you're telling me Shovel Knight has a chance?
Maybe so. I was gonna say with Waluigi though, as long as we get the really snazzy golf costume that he has as an alt,
Ooh,
that would be great. I'll take it for that.
As long as one of his taunts is a rose, like him just holding a rose.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I really do think Waluigi would be a fun addition. Like he'd just be a fun, wacky character in the same sense that Piranha Plant was. I don't know if I still don't really know for sure if I want him or not. I definitely wouldn't be upset if he got in, but it's starting to reach that point where I almost feel like adding him in would be appeasing the people that have been harassing for it, almost like what we got with Ridley, which was like yeah, we finally got him, but also I mean, people complained so much until he was in. It's a little dicey in that case.
You gave the bad people what they wanted, Sakurai. What have you done?
That being said, though, I know there'd be a lot of people that would genuinely be happy to see him, and I do think that would be special.
Yeah, I think so too. I would honestly love to see Waluigi in Smash. I was just too scared to say it, so thank you, PushDustIn, for saying it. But yeah, I have friends like in real life. They don't really know anything about what went on and is going on with Waluigi and all the harassment and everything. They just want to see Waluigi in Smash. They're like, why is he not there? And I'm like, yeah, why isn't he? But I understand, but I still think it could happen, honestly, and I think it'd be really fun, personally. I would love it.
I think they're gonna save Waluigi for the next Smash game, and he's gonna be one of the first announcements, like the first character announcements.
That seems
Instead of
more
everyone
likely.
is here, just Waluigi is here.
And it's
the entire game.
You only play as Waluigi.
Oh no!
It's like, would you trade everyone for Waluigi and Pitbull? Send a Nintendo email.
Oh no!
There's only one option. Yes.
But it comes out on April Fool's Day, so nobody knows if it's real or not.
Oh yeah.
What I really want is if Waluigi ever gets into Smash as Fighter Pass 2, to have his whole like spirit event, his whole spirit battles is just Waluigi, and you're just fighting different renders of Waluigi. They can have that one that they showed off at Nintendo Minute.
Oh no! That we still don't know what that render's used for.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, Chris, prediction number 2.
Yes, prediction number 2. So my next one is not a third-party character. It is Paper Mario. So
Yes,
I think
I have him.
so. I would love to see Paper Mario in Smash. Personally, I know it might not please a lot of people, or it might disappoint a lot of people, which is why I think we would see Paper Mario next, like as in the second to last fighter. I don't think they'll end the whole shebang with Paper Mario.
Yeah.
But I've been replaying or finally finishing the Origami King.
Nice.
And man, that's a good game, honestly. There was a lot of like love and thought poured into it that I don't think I didn't remember. And I'm like, dang, this is great. Why isn't Paper Mario in Smash? And yes, it's another Mario, but at least it's not Dr. Mario. At least it's not a similar looking Mario.
Yeah.
It'd be sort of a different thing.
Yeah, he does so much different that maybe he'll share a couple moves with Mario or Dr. Mario, but he would have a lot of differences. And you could represent like all 6, 7 if you count the Mario and Luigi crossover appearances that Paper Mario has had. So you can represent the classic era with partners, or you can represent the newer era by, I don't know, having him pluck stickers and hammer and color with like the inkling mechanic, for example. There's a lot you can do, honestly, with Paper Mario, and I think, I've been really wanting him to Smash since the Smash for Wii U and 3DS days. I remember that whole Smashboards thread and constantly people like rallying for him. We have the Paper Mario stage, which I'm happy that came back in Ultimate, even though it's 2/3 Sticker Star. But genuinely would love to see Paper Mario. Always been up there as one of my most wanted, so I'm right there with you, Chris.
Could make for a fun final Smash too. Like if they do take most inspiration from Origami King, like throwing a character into the ring battle setup.
Oh yeah,
doing something fun with that.
Oh,
Could be super cool.
I want the theater from
I know,
Knocking on Your Door. That's what I want. With Paper Mario, I wonder what the intro would be if it's maybe like Mr. Game & Watch going along, and then he's like shocked because he's another super flat character there all of a sudden. Or
or it's like he doesn't see him because it's like he's looking like dead ahead.
Like slightly
so
off.
he's just like, and then he's like, wait a minute.
And I would hope it would have a great kind of parry system with him. Like time those button presses, so it could be a bit of a defensive player.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be. All right.
I think his moveset would be mainly paper based, so just like transforming into like a paper airplane and stuff like
Ooh,
that. It'd be,
yes.
I think, really unique.
That'd be a nice recovery move. Kind of like floating through the air. No, this is giving me flashbacks to when I came up with a bunch of like moveset ideas for Paper Mario like 5 years ago at this point.
Or there's an envelope and somebody grabs it and they're like, "Yeah, I'm in Smash," but then like Paper Mario comes up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that would be great.
That
So,
would be perfect.
Would that be how they tell people Waluigi isn't in Smash? They have Waluigi in the trailer.
Oh my gosh!
Just
yes,
pick up
it's
the envelope.
Waluigi opening the envelope. And then Paper
that-
Mario just unfolds. Psych!
And that would be the thing. Paper Mario unfolds. There you go.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect. It would be a slap in the face of people who really want Waluigi, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
They got their new renders.
Yep.
Oh, man. All right, Tom, next prediction.
I'm going on a bit of a stretch here. This is one people have been thinking about, but with recent comments by a certain company about getting their games on every screen. Is not the Switch a screen? So, it would make sense. Let's say if we have Game Pass announced, and it's like, look, you can play Halo on your Switch. And then all of a sudden, Master Chief like leaves from there and finds himself in Smash Brothers or something like that. I think it would be the ultimate way to push forward the Microsoft Nintendo relationship.
I don't even think you need to have Halo playable on Switch to make this happen.
Yeah.
To be honest, because Banjo-Kazooie is not playable on Switch.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
they're playable on Nintendo, but yeah, I don't think the fact. I think just the fact that Master Chief is an iconic character in general is enough to be in Smash.
And has an energy sword.
And he has, yes. Oh
But-
man, could you? I want to. What would his moveset look like?
I would think one of my ideas is that for his intro, possibly it's Wario going around on his motorcycle. Then all of a sudden he's like overtaken by Chief on a warthog or some vehicle. Like he could ride around a vehicle like on brief segments. But also him just coming out with Halo being a big title coming up soon. It makes sense for a title that's going to be pretty popular pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what his up B recovery move would be?
What would it be, Joey?
A rocket jump. Of course.
No, I think that would honestly be fantastic to see. I mean, we already know that Nintendo and Microsoft have really good relationships going on in recent years, and Banjo-Kazooie is obvious proof of that. And also, getting the Minecraft content in Smash has also been major proof of that. I think getting Master Chief announced at E3 would be incredibly huge. That would arguably be one of the biggest E3 announcements from Nintendo ever for Smash.
Oh yes.
Maybe second, maybe not even second to, but the only other one I could think of that would be comparable would be Mega Man for the reveal of Wii U and 3DS. Like that was also just massive because at the time third parties weren't the expectation.
Yeah.
Solid Snake
exactly.
Brawl.
Wait, Snake was in Brawl?
Yeah, that would be also a similar big one. I think Chief 2 could maybe have a, alternate costume with Arbiter or something like that. But
Oh yes, or Arbiter as an Echo Fighter.
yeah,
One singular alt costume.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, Joey, your turn for prediction number
Okay.
2.
So I have a trailer prediction. Here's how the trailer is gonna be.
All right.
So it starts off and it's the Donkey Kong thing again, where it's Donkey Kong yawning. Now it's DK, Diddy Kong, King K. Rool, and Banjo. They're all asleep in the house, right? But they hear this noise outside. I hope this works. I don't know if you heard that,
Nope,
but
did
it
not.
basically was. Damn it! It was a Pudabaga, and they look outside, and it's Crash Bandicoot.
Oh
yes,
my gosh.
yes.
You know what? That would probably be the best way to reveal Crash, making another callback to that trailer. Just the humor of it all that plays perfectly into that kind of setup. And we know Banjo can be in other trailers. He was in Sephiroth's.
Yeah, exactly. It would just... Yeah, that's like... I just gotta throw that prediction out there, because what if they do it again and I'm right? but yeah, and if they were to get a character to be the fake out one, like how Duck Hunt Dog was for Banjo, it'd probably be Fox. I don't know why he would be joking around like that, but he looks closest like Crash Bandicoot. And yeah, just having Crash in there like has just been a dream of mine since Smash Ultimate was announced. And it's just like he's an iconic Sony platformer, and to see him fight Mario, Sonic, and now Banjo, it's just yes, please give it to me.
I honestly, that would be incredible to see, and just like Master Chief, I mean, getting Crash in would be incredible, and it would really represent like a long-lasting legacy of like console icons. Now imagine if we got both of them. That would be fantastic. That would be like the cake topper for E3 right there.
Absolutely.
I guess before I go into before I go into my next prediction, unless anyone else has something they want to say on Crash, do we actually? How do we think this is going to be broken up? We should have mentioned this earlier, but do we think it's going to be 2 third parties, 1 third party, 1 Nintendo character? Are we going to see both at E3? Are we only going to see one? What are you guys thinking on that?
I think it's both gonna. I think they're. Well, I don't know if I think, but I want them both to be third-party characters. Okay. I want them both to be third-party characters. The last pass that had a lot of third-party characters, did it not?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, the last pass, the only first-party character was Byleth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and this pass, I'm trying to remember this pass too.
We already we had Min Min to start, and then most recently Pyra and Mithra. So we've already had 2 Nintendo IPs.
I see. So yeah, they should definitely be. There should definitely be third party, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed. And I also think they're both gonna be at E3. It's bold, but I think I'm putting it out there.
I hope so, because I want this to be done, and I want Sakurai to just be done with this game.
He's still going to be working on that until they're out, though. So.
Well, yes, but at least we have an end game.
Okay, here's this for my dream scenario: that it's 1 third-party character, and the other one is first-party, but it's Sakurai's next game. So it's like a tease of that.
That's cool.
That would be really interesting.
That'd be
actually.
great.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that. That would be really fascinating. And then it's Sakurai's way of teaching us what this next game is.
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of that would kind of like be arrogant in a way. Like I don't think he would kind of do that though. But unless it was like an old franchise that was really good, he wanted to bring attention to.
He's a man of humility. That's Sakurai.
Yeah.
Push, what do you think on that?
I think it's going to be at least 1 more Nintendo character, and then the other one probably a third-party character. I do want both of them revealed at E3 just because, like everyone else, I want this Smash speculation cycle to finally end. It's been too long, and honestly, I would love it if all the characters were revealed without any leaks. Like if we were able to get all of the reveals and have them not be spoiled, that would be really amazing. So I would prefer if they got revealed earlier and then just focus on promotion for the full game and DLC. I think the last character is going to be a Nintendo character. I think if you look at like how the DLC was for Smash for Wii U and 3DS and the Fighter Pass 1, it ended on a character that was extremely new. So like Corrin at the time, Byleth for this Fighter Pass 1, and that's to keep the roster fresh.
Yeah.
And to keep the roster like fresh for a long time, like new and relevant. And so I think like the last character would be the character that I'm actually gonna mention next, and that's a Breath of the Wild 2 character.
Nice.
Wow.
So either Breath of the Wild 2 or maybe Sylux, but we can talk about those later. But Breath of the Wild 2, I just feel like, Zelda needs more representation in Smash, and I would honestly love a character that represents the new Breath of the Wild game.
That's actually perfect because that's what I have for both my most wanted and my other realistic prediction. So I'll take this and also go over mine because it ties in perfectly with yours. I also think we'll see a Zelda character. It's Zelda's 35th anniversary. Breath of the Wild 2 is coming. Zelda games in general are getting a lot of attention, except for the fact that character-wise, Zelda hasn't really been touched in Smash since Brawl. Well, they've all had like tweaks and modifications and updates to their movesets and designs, but the last time we had a new character was Toon Link in Brawl replacing Young Link. So technically, if you don't count that, the last time we had was when they were all added in Melee. It's been a very long time. 20 years, basically. It's time. And I do think getting a character from the Breath of the Wild era would be the best addition because, as you mentioned, like keeping it relevant. I'll say I'm working on a video about characters, which definitely won't be out by the time this discussion is. But I'm working on a whole video pitching all 4 champions as a transformation fighter. Instead of picking one of them. I won't go too detailed with it, obviously, because I'm saving that for the actual video that I've been putting a couple weeks into now. But I think that would be the best way to represent the series as a whole, getting some of the most like iconic races from the series and some of the biggest characters from the newest games, representing both Breath of the Wild and Age of Calamity, and for all we know, they might appear in Breath of the Wild 2 as well.
Yeah, I don't want to say more because I don't want to spoil your feature. But that was one of mine too. It'd be awesome.
Nice. That means I convinced you on it.
Oh yeah.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, especially if they're still tied to Breath of the Wild 2 in some ways. So
Yeah, that poor Zelda needs representation bad. It's on its last legs for all we know.
I do like your point though, Tris. I mean, you mentioned this in your feature script too, but I like how it's sort of, you're right, it represents Breath of the Wild and hopefully Breath of the Wild 2, but also sort of the history of Zelda because that's representing, the races that have evolved and grown throughout the entire series. You've got the Zoras and the Gorons, and so that could be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you also didn't say Tingle, so I agree.
But what if we want Tingle in?
There he is, the boy.
There he is.
Are you, sir, a Smash fighter?
Pull him. Just throw him away.
Alrighty. Push, did you have, if you wanted to talk on the Breath of the Wild 2 character or Sylux, as you mentioned, if you want to do that now, because now we can get into like other wants we all have at this point, because we've all gone through 2 characters at this point.
Sylux isn't really a character that I want.
That's fair.
I'm not really interested in Metroid too much, but I could see Sylux getting into Smash. Just like Zelda, Metroid has its anniversary this year, which is, maybe we're due for something for that, I think. And, Metroid doesn't perform that well compared to other Nintendo franchises, so Nintendo might want to promote Metroid. Yep. And one of the ways they can do that is by adding a new character into Smash, and then, have that tie into the next game. We all know that Metroid Prime 4 is been delayed a number of times. And so it's not impossible that Sylux would be there to represent Metroid Prime 4, even though it's not out yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to know if he's in the game first.
Yeah.
Because we know, like the Prime 3 ending hinted that he would be in the next game, but we don't know that for sure yet.
Didn't the ending of Federation Force also tease Sylux?
Yes. So yeah, we know for sure it was Sylux at the end of those games. So it'd be dumb of them not to put him in Prime 4. I think that's the plan. But yeah, I think we need to see Prime 4 before we see Sylux in Smash. Otherwise, it'd be like, what?
Interestingly, he doesn't have a sticker in Smash. He doesn't have a spirit.
Oh, spirit, yeah.
Do any of the other hunters have stickers from Prime Hunters?
I think most a lot of the other hunters are represented, but Silex is missing.
Suspicious.
And being for such a major character, it's odd that he didn't get
Yeah.
a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, definitely. Push, did you have a different idea for the Breath of the Wild 2 character just before we get too far from?
I think Breath of the Wild 2 would probably be Zelda. Just so it'd be how can I say it? I think like it depends on how Breath of the Wild 2 is. Like what's the new mechanic? What's the new pull for that? I think that would be the moveset. So I have a theory that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to use a lot of magic. It's going to use magic to incorporate all those systems that they had from Breath of the Wild 1, but then build upon it in a way that allows for more emergent gameplay. So I think like if you have a character like that, Tingle, or Zelda, that they would use magic in their gimmick.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and it would definitely be interesting. I don't know how I feel about another Zelda character that gets added. That's just another iteration of Link Zelda Ganon that's powered by the Triforce.
Yeah, what do you call that? What do you call that Zelda? You don't just call her Zelda. Do you call her short-haired Zelda or something?
Wild Zelda. Yeah.
I was thinking Calamity Zelda.
That could work too. That could work too. Or it's still just Zelda, but Xander Mobus has to say it differently, just like the Roys.
Oh.
Zelda?
I was thinking exactly that. It's Zelda with a question mark.
All right, Chris, let's go. Last prediction from you / most wanted, just so we don't run too long.
This is more of a most wanted than a prediction, but I would love for it to happen, and that is Akira / the protagonist from Astral Chain. I love Astral Chain, and I think as soon as I started playing that game, I was like, man, these characters could be awesome in Smash in terms of using the Legion and the Chain to create some really cool special attacks, and basically just taking what's already in that game. You can send the Legion off to do their own thing, or work in combination with them, pulling off these crazy tricks. That could be a lot of fun. And that's that. Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, and hey, another platinum rep.
Yeah, I'd be all for that.
I never finished Astral Chain. I need to do that. I think I wasn't a fan of how
should.
slow the combat was.
Fair enough.
Slow?
Fair enough.
I couldn't keep up with it.
I mean, it was like it wasn't slow, but it felt like
Sluggish?
there was some. Yeah, it was
I
kind
can
of
see that.
sluggish. It was when I think platinum combat, I think like fast Bayonetta, wonderful one-on-one style. Astral Chain was kind of like a little slower than that. I don't know if it's just because it had a lower frame rate and I'm just a snob, but yeah, I need to get back into playing that. But totally sidetracked. Smash Bros time, guys.
All right, Tom, your next one, as in last prediction or most wanted, whichever. Of those two.
Okay. This is kind of like a hope more than anything than something I think could actually happen.
Okay.
But we had talk earlier about, maybe Fortnite in Smash. And it's like, all right, that makes sense. A huge, major piece, mostly PC-based property. I mean, it's on consoles now, like Switch. But I almost thought maybe that's too new. And Sakurai does like history. So imagine if all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of, blue paint sprayed on the ground, and Inkling runs after it and goes to dive in, but bounces off that paint because it is repulsion gel from Portal 2. And Shell and Companion Cube teleport in and are announced for Smash for like one of the bigger games in PC history. It's been over a decade now. I don't think Valve and Nintendo have the best relationship, but you never know. And the moves would be extremely unique. You could shoot the portal as a recovery, or like enemies are coming at you to kind of dodge their attacks and stuff. It would be a unique character for Smash.
That would be awesome.
The final Smash would be you turn everyone into a potato.
And they're in space.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
On the moon.
Cave Johnson's lemon rant. It has to be like the on the stage. Do the
Exactly.
taunts quick enough.
Man.
Man, that actor won an Oscar. I love J.K. Simmons.
Bring him in for a new rant about Smash Brothers or something. Like, don't get into Smash Brothers. Take the Smash Ball and crush it down to the dust and drink it.
Amazing.
All right, Joey.
Yeah.
Last prediction or most wanted.
Okay, I just want to say, like, part of me wants Jonesy to be announced for Smash, just because I want to see people get mad, like they got mad for Steve.
Okay.
I'm just like, stop with the gatekeeping, guys, for the love of God. But these, I don't know which of these two characters are my most wanted or my like last prediction, because I kind of really want them both. I think one is, excuse me, I think one is more likely than the other, but excuse me. It's so early in the morning. Doomslayer would just be fantastic. There's a lot of, first of all, every Doom game is playable on Switch, and that blows my mind.
Yeah.
And there's just, it's a game rich with history, and it would make sense to put Doomslayer in there. Like, I know there was also like a theory that, or a rumor that, I think it's just a theory, that they would have a Doomslayer outfit for your Miis, and I'm like, that would actually be really cool, as long as we get one Doom track in there, like we did with Sans. But yeah, I think Doomslayer would be awesome. I can always see the trailer. Samus is fighting a bunch of aliens, and you see a giant green orb come by and defeat all the aliens, and it was from the BFG, and then Doomslayer. Here we go. Doomslayer rips and tears. And
But Isabelle has to be in the trailer somewhere.
oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely, 100,000%. Please, that would just be glorious, and yeah, I would totally love to see that. It would be weird to have a stage based off of hell, but yeah, and I don't know. Having Castlevania Dracula in there is kind of like the same thing, though. So,
That's true.
the other one, somebody told me, like, this franchise is not available in Japan, so why would it be put in Smash? I don't know if that's true, but I just imagine a trailer. I don't know, characters are fighting, blah blah blah. You see a spear come by, and then you hear then it cuts to black, and then you hear "Get over here," and then it's Scorpion. Like, Scorpion, I just talk about iconic fighting game franchises.
Yeah.
And then we get Smash. Putting the Super Smash Bros. X Mortal Kombat would just be fantastic. It would. I'm not even a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and this would just blow my mind, and it'd make me so excited. Like, we're telling me we get to fight Scorpion with Ryu, and man, it would just be with Ken and Terry. Yes. But somebody told me Mortal Kombat's not available in Japan or something. Is it not?
I think
is
it's like the highest classification for Zero.
Okay.
So I think it's like limited sales or something.
I see.
Japan doesn't really do a lot of violence. Like, if you look at like the Resident Evil games, they're actually censored in Japan because of excessive violence and gore.
That's what I heard.
Ethan likes it over there.
You say.
Yeah.
But I still don't know if that would even matter that much, just because it's like, it's more, it's if Sakurai wants it, it could happen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He'll settle for adding Scorpion as a Mii costume.
That would work too, as long as we hear the Mortal Kombat theme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like what, guys? Scorpion's not gonna literally rip Mario's spine out of his body. Like, it's he's gonna be. It's gonna be like Marvel versus DC, where they like nerf the amount of gore. Of course, there's not gonna be any gore, but just in general, Mortal Kombat's iconic, and just put it in Smash. I'm surprised it hasn't been in Smash yet, to be honest.
I'm just trying to imagine the silhouette with like the spine, and then it's like something else, like Scorpion
Exactly.
holding up like a bunch of like candy along a stick or something from the store.
It's a silly string nerds type
Yeah.
thing. Yes.
Like firecrackers.
For the-
and
For the
yeah,
final
instead
Smash,
of
they could do Babality. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
fatality, yeah, I was getting into that.
Yeah.
You could do friendship.
Babality, yeah,
Or
friendship.
babality. That would make. They would have to do baby characters for everyone though, but
Oh no.
I want to see, like during a fight, that thing come out and say "Toasty."
yeah, I would love that. That
So
could be the
good.
taunt.
There's so
Oh,
many
man.
people who don't play Mortal Kombat, and they'll just be like, "What are these guys talking about right now?" Just so many jokes.
All right. Well, my last prediction / want, not to saturate Smash with anime Swordsman, but it is the 25th anniversary of the Tales of series by Bandai Namco. And I've recently, in the last couple of years, been getting more into the series. I played through Tales of Symphonia. I more recently finished Tales of Vesperia. I'm now in the middle of Tales of Abyss. But I really want to see Yuri Lowell from Tales of Vesperia. The Definitive Edition came out on Switch a couple of years ago, and everywhere, actually. It came out, the Definitive Edition in general came out a couple of years ago, so everyone's really been getting used to this protagonist and how different he is as a protagonist compared to so many other games of this kind, or games of this genre. And I think he's sassy and also just has a really fun moveset in his original game, plus other crossovers he's been in, such as I think he was in Project Cross Zone, I think both of them actually. It's one of the he's an iconic character to the series. He's already been used in other crossovers to represent the series. I think it'd be really great to get him in here, and I know nobody else may have anything else to say on that, and that's fine.
Yeah, this is gonna be like the reaction from like half the people, like, huh?
Yes.
I'll say that Tales of is a really big series. It's one of the few games that I can think of that actually has like their own dedicated convention.
Yep,
Like
that's
Minecraft
right. Yep.
has its own convention. Tales of has its own convention. So it definitely, warrants a representation in Smash.
Even if it's just a spirit event, adding like all the protagonists or something like that, just something big. We have Tales of Arise coming out in September, so representing the series would actually be a really neat way to kind of promote that series. But yeah,
Even though that's not coming out on Switch.
no,
RIP.
unfortunately it does not. Unfortunately, it does not.
Not yet.
Maybe later. Maybe later. All right. Well, does anyone have any final last minute like character names they want to shout out there that they definitely had or wanted to mention?
Kratos. I don't know.
Dr. Eggman.
Biggest,
Undead.
one of the biggest gaming series in the world, L Block.
Yes.
Yeah, get Tetris in there with L Block. I know my fiance really wants Tetris representation. I know he would become a Tetris L Block main if that got added. The two
He would
games
become He would become a Tetris L block in real life if he could.
Listen, the two games he's most competitive with are Smash and Tetris, so it'd be the perfect combination for him. Chris, you mentioned Dr. Eggman, and I actually did want to touch upon this at some point. It's Sonic's 30th anniversary. I'm actually surprised that we don't have a second Sonic rep, whether it's Tails or Eggman. I feel it would be one of those two. I'm genuinely surprised that we don't have them yet. And
Well, does Smash Bros. Really care about anniversaries? I don't know.
no, but it's one of those, if they're going to be added, now's the time kind of things. That's why I keep bringing up the anniversaries like, hey, because attention is already on these series right now, it would be a good time to add them now kind of thing.
Yeah. But Sega doesn't care about the Sonic 30th anniversary.
They're
so
doing that concert.
Just the concert and a remaster of Colors. So
But Joey, you gotta review that nice shadow bling.
please God, give it to me.
That should be a costume in Smash.
Alrighty. Well, I think that'll wrap things up here. So, Push, thank you very much for joining us. Would you want to tell people where they
Thank
can
you
find
for
you at?
inviting me. Yep, you can follow me by just searching PushDustIn on Google. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I also will probably start doing TikTok, those crazy dances and everything like that soon. So please look forward to that.
I am looking forward to that. There should be a lot of fun. I've seen some of the humorous office videos you've been doing with your company, and that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, with Q Games. If you
Yeah,
want to
Q
check out Q Games, we already do crazy TikToks there, so check that out.
Alrighty. Well, with that, thank you all so much for watching. What do you guys want to see in Smash at E3? Let us know down in the comments below. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to GameXplain for plenty more on Smash and Nintendo at E3, because whether it's one character, two characters, surprises, we're covering it. It's going to be big. It's going to be hype. Make sure to stay tuned for that. You can check out the videos on the right for more content you guys might be interested in. Until next time, farewell everyone.